It was a stormy night, the kind that made the city feel alive with tension. Rain pelted the windows of the bustling CAF where a group of coworkers sat laughing, their voices a mix of relief and arrogance after a long day. They were too caught up in their banter to notice the woman in the corner. She sat quietly, her dark skin illuminated by the flickering neon sign outside, her tattered jacket a stark contrast to the sharp suits around her. "Must be nice to sit around all day," one of them quipped, their voice loud enough to carry. Laughter erupted from the table. The woman glanced up, her sharp eyes locking onto the group. For a moment, the room seemed to hold its breath. But she said nothing, simply returned to her notebook, its pages filled with hurried scribbles. "Probably just another conspiracy theorist," one of them muttered. But they didn't know her. They didn't know that this woman, who had spent years surviving on the streets, held secrets that could unravel everything they thought they knew about their comfortable lives. The tension broke when one of the coworkers, emboldened by curiosity, approached her. "What are you writing?" he asked, his tone dripping with condescension. She closed the notebook deliberately and met his gaze. "The truth." The words hung in the air, disarming him. Before he could respond, she stood, her presence commanding in a way that defied her worn clothes. "You all laugh now," she said, her voice steady, "but you won't be laughing when this story breaks." The group exchanged uneasy glances. Was she bluffing? Or was there something more beneath her cryptic statement? The next day, her name once forgotten by the city was plastered across headlines. "Homeless woman uncovers scandal tied to major corporation." It turned out she wasn't just a random figure in the background. Her name was Olivia, a former investigative journalist who had lost everything after exposing the wrong people. But instead of giving up, she had spent years collecting evidence, hiding in plain sight while connecting the dots. The CAF crew, who worked for the same corporation now implicated in the scandal, watched the news in disbelief. As more details emerged, it became clear that Olivia's findings weren't just a story, they were a reckoning. She had unearthed a tangled web of corruption that stretched from boardrooms to City Hall, implicating people they never thought could be touched. But Olivia wasn't done. A mysterious video appeared online, featuring her recounting her journey and warning that the evidence she'd revealed was only the beginning. She hinted at offshore accounts, illegal deals, and secret meetings held in the shadows. The corporation's PR machine swung into action, trying to discredit her. They called her unstable, accused her of fabricating evidence. Yet every claim she made was backed by irrefutable proof, leaving the public stunned. Protesters filled the streets, demanding accountability. In the midst of the chaos, the CAF co-workers couldn't shake their guilt. One of them, a woman who had laughed the hardest, decided to confront Olivia. She found her in a public park, speaking with a small crowd gathered around her. "You knew," the woman said, trembling. "You knew all along, didn't you?" Olivia smiled faintly. "I did. But you had to see it for yourself." The coworker hesitated, then asked, "Why do this? Why not walk away?" Olivia's eyes darkened, her voice quiet but firm. "Because people like them think they can get away with anything. Someone has to stand up. Even if it costs everything." As Olivia walked away, the woman noticed a sealed envelope left behind on the bench. Inside was a single note: "What happens next depends on you." The story didn't end there. Rumors swirled about Olivia's next move. Some claimed she was working with whistleblowers inside the company. Others believed she had powerful allies waiting to strike. And then there were whispers barely audible in dark corners that she had one final piece of evidence that would change everything. In the weeks that followed, Olivia vanished. But her message remained, sparking a movement that refused to be silenced. The CAF co-workers, once so quick to judge, found themselves reevaluating everything they thought they knew about strength, truth, and courage. And somewhere, far from the chaos, Olivia prepared her next move. because while the world focused on the scandal she had exposed, they had yet to uncover the bigger secret she still held close.